You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Hi, friend. It's your home speaking, and I need some favors. Could you turn on some of the lights in the basement? I'm scared of the dark. Also, this one is easy. Could you bundle your home and car insurance with Geico so we could save money? Last thing, just a suggestion. Could you steam clean the carpets? I need a spa day.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. From Asthma Core Studios near Detroit, Michigan, it's Unregimented.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
And now, here are your hosts.
Welcome to Unregimented number 211. It sounds like a lot when you say it out loud. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Rich. And by the end of this episode, one of us may be accused of sexual harassment.
Hey,
we don't know by who. It's just how it seems to go nowadays.
It's a dangerous time to be a man. You know, it could just happen to any of us.
I'm sure one of those. I didn't pull my dick out and jerk off in front of you guys at any point.
I was gonna say, I'm sure one of those drunken podcast nights, I was in my underwear on your couch. So I was.
Oh, I'm doing this podcast in my underwear right now. I should probably go put on pants.
That's the equivalent of sexual harassment. Apparently.
Hide the potted plants.
Even though I have no interest in either of you, and I know you guys have no interest in me, somehow that's sexual harassment.
Well,
hey, I got the script. You guys want to perform this scene real quick?
What we've really learned, though, sexual harassment has been a common theme in general for the last month, but a common theme on our show since we started really has been hypocrisy. And it's not a right or left thing. We've seen it all over the place. Mm-hmm. But I think we've seen the strongest case for it coming out of the right and how they choose to handle allegations against Al Franken and how different that is from Roy Moore or even the president himself. You know, the president says, he tweets, well, you know, the people will decide about Roy Moore. I don't know if any of this is true. People will make up their minds and they'll elect him or not. But with Al Franken, it's immediately not only to accuse, but to hypothesize, to just throw out, just pull stuff out of his ass about how he imagines, what happened after that picture? What happened? Fucking nothing. Like, first of all, he's not even touching her in the picture.
Thank you. NPR was just
mocking touching her.
Exactly. NPR was just all over this story and just saying that he groped her through body armor.
Untrue.
And I'm like, first of all, you're not groping shit.
How do you grope somebody through body armor? First of all,
they're ceramic plates. You're not groping through them. Second of all, is he even touching the body armor, or is he like over top of it, miming that he's doing that? Because I've looked at the photo, I got it right here up in front of me, and it's like, I mean, if I'm going to err on the side of caution, I don't think he's touching her fucking vest. But I mean, I guess if I'm looking to go, oh look, he's touching her titties through shit that'll stop shrapnel, but somehow his fingers are more deadly than shrapnel, then yeah, I guess he's groping her. But this is NPR saying this shit, so this is how I know that I'm like, okay, I know I'm not going to get 100% agreement on this podcast, but we've dipped our foot clearly into the witch hunt fucking part of this shit, because it's turning into you don't see what you see what we tell you see, and that's a witch hunt, and that's bullshit, And NPR, fuck you. You know better than that.
We also have just one big bucket to put all this stuff in instead of separate ones, right? We're not categorizing it. We're not subdividing these offenses so that we can tell the difference between, somebody who fucked up or did something stupid and somebody else who clearly is a serial predator. That's not Al Franken. We know that he apologized and his apology was accepted by his, I don't remember her name. We'll call her victim, I guess.
Leanne Tweeden.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I've known who she's been for quite a while. Oh no, even NPR, after they said that he groped her, which is just misinformation, but whatever. Even they said that she come out and said she's not saying he needs to step down. His career should be over. I mean, look, here's the deal. This is obviously this is going to happen. It's just there's no two ways around it. We're going to venture into miscommunications, awkward advances, people making passes at someone thinking there's something there that there's not, and it's going to be called assault. And it sounds to me like if the dude goes in for a kiss and she don't want it, that's sexual assault now, then guess what? Every single man, gay or straight, on this planet has sexually assaulted someone at some point.
I do think that it is good that we talk about all this because clearly there is a spectrum, and I think that we have to come to some kind of consensus as to what that spectrum looks like. So as we talk about, Kevin Spacey, Roy Moore, Al Franken, we can place these people on the spectrum and decide, like we do for any other crime. Do we punish somebody the same if they steal a candy bar or if they steal a TV? Absolutely we do. We have different levels for everything that we consider to be criminal behavior. And yet when it comes to certain things, it's usually involving sex. We just want to put it all in one bucket, put that bucket in a closet, lock it up, and forget about it. Oh, good, we took care of those creeps. We don't even want, are you on the sexual predator list because you took a piss in public? Maybe. We don't even want to deal. You're just a creep. Get the fuck out of here. And
well, I've given the solution on this program to all this. It's just up to women, and it's up to guys. But it'll never happen because
it's up to women.
It's up to women, and it's up to guys. Okay. It's up to guys to go, fuck it. Since anything and everything we do, if you're not interested, is sexual harassment, we wash our hands of you. You do the fucking chasing. You do the fucking whining and dining. You make the first move. Women won't do that, though.
Rich is saying, hey, you want babies? It's on you, ladies. Your move.
I mean, apparently they are the arbiters of what is okay and what isn't, and men don't know. So if that's the case, ladies, step the fuck up or step the fuck off.
They technically are the gatekeepers.
There's your choice. There's your choice. Because any guy now with any type of money, position of power in a company, anything to lose, has got to be out of his fucking mind to even say, oh, hey, I see you got your hair cut. I like your new haircut. Oh, man, that was an unwanted advance. That's sexual harassment. That's assault. And it's like, all right, well, then fuck it. Then don't play the game. Refuse to play the game. There are women out there saying that they want a reckoning. NPR has multiple women calling for a reckoning. Okay, you want a biblical reckoning, bitches? There you go.
A reckoning,
us guys, we tap out. You win. It's all on you from here on out. And you know what? You're going to find out just how easy it is to get signals crossed, just how easy it is to think there's a connection there that maybe there isn't, and then you can deal with the fallout of it. Because it's absolutely ridiculous at this point. I don't even I literally hold the door almost for everybody when I'm in public if they're coming in behind me, especially if the weather's shitty. You know what I'm saying? And they're kind of got a little pep in their step because they're not wanting to get rained on or, you know, it's snowing or sleeting or whatever. I don't even do it now because I don't want some fucking person, male or female, fucking, I can't get the door for myself. I don't even need it. You know what? Let the door shut in your face. Fuck you, dude. Problem solved. Because it seems like that's where we need to go with this. We just need to go, when you're at work, you're a Ken doll and a Barbie doll, period. But that's never going to happen. Why? Because we're the most people who fucking meet people and cheat once they're adults with other people. Where do they find these people? At work. So it comes down to, if they're attracted to you, if they're interested in you, it's not harassment. Well, the ball's completely in their court at that point. So why shouldn't they be the ones to make the first move, since they get to decide what is harassment and what's not based upon whether they're attracted to you? Why do we have to play this fucking game that now an accusation is just as good as a fucking conviction?
Yeah, but I think you're being a bit broad with it. I mean, none of the accusations that we're hearing about are stories of the end of a date and then things went weird. I mean,
the guy who got fired at NPR went out and it was outside of work socially with a number of women.
Mm-hmm.
And the accusations range from he got too personal about his personal life and my personal life to he tried to kiss me. If you're seeing someone outside of work on a one-on-one situation, all right, and it's business, you need to make that crystal fucking clear, period. And I'm talking about both of them. I'm talking about the guy and the female, all right? Yeah. And if the guy is thinking, oh, hey, do you want to go out to eat, you know, catch a bite to eat after work? And she goes, okay, then he needs to put it out there verbally before he makes a move that, you know, hey, I'm, you know, show some interest in it, whatever the fuck. But this is what I'm saying. It's getting to the point where it's like, are we really going to turn into children where every 3 minutes we have to stop whatever we're doing if there's a female and a male in the same room and go, is everybody comfortable? Can we continue with what we're doing? Okay, let's go.
Be like that one episode of 30 Rock. Good morning, fellow coworker. How are you today?
Well,
we're going to turn into robots.
You know, I confess I don't know a lot of the details over the what was he? He was a producer at NPR, is that right? Or was he head of some department?
I think he was the head of the news department.
I think Rich is heading down the to what end path.
Well,
no, because look, there's valid accusations. I'm not saying there's not. All right. But I mean, when accusations come out and it's, you know, well, he leaned in and kissed me and I didn't want it. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. Stop and think. That's happened to all of us at least once. We've just been like, whoa, okay, I really picked up the wrong vibe from you. I'm sorry. End of the story. And most guys would be so embarrassed they wouldn't even say that. They just try to act like it never happened. I mean, be honest, man. Come on.
Well,
Is that worth losing your career over? I mean, once the accusations come, we got to suspend this person and investigate and this and that. I mean, if that's the case, fuck it. Segregate the workplace then. I don't know. What do you want me to fucking say?
Well, Rich, this is how most workplaces operate for decades now. If you're in a position, in a management position of some sort of authority in the company, you can't date people underneath you. Most companies don't like you dating at all, but if you do, it's a lateral move. And
it can't be in a reporting relationship with them and all that stuff.
Absolutely. You know, even when they do allow it, you have to disclose it, and there are certain rules to the relationships that they allow to happen in their company. If people violate that policy, they're let go. And even if they're just seen as a threat, you know, if there's not an HR accusation, well, their behavior points to the fact that we are going to inevitably see, or chances are we're going to have an HR complaint, even if it's just when they break up and somebody's spiteful. You know,
you don't want any appearance of impropriety. You know, the company I work for, even if you're the person in charge and you know there's a relationship going on, you don't do anything about it or say anything, you could lose your job. You don't even have to be a participant in it.
In the same respect, if you're accused of something, even if it's outside of having a relationship, you know, somebody says you're stealing or you know, something like that, some fireable offense. A lot of companies, it's standard policy to say, go home for the day, go home for a couple days until we figure this out, and then we'll see what happens. They cover their ass first. This is all businesses covering their asses.
I absolutely understand that, and
which is all this fallout. You know, Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey and everybody else. It has to do with the outrage of the people, but it's the outrage of the people that is going to cause a negative fallout for the companies that these people work for or with. And that's why these punishments, they don't even want to deal with it. Netflix doesn't want to make a decision that Kevin Spacey has to go away forever. They just know that they don't want to fuck with that. They just want to concentrate on programming, not controversy. And once
again, yes. And with bigger companies, that tends to work. I've worked for a lot of small businesses. All that shit's out the window. And that's when it starts affecting this. When it starts affecting not NPR, not Harvey Weinstein, when it starts affecting Joe Blow down the street who runs a franchise for McDonald's or something, and McDonald's starts revoking his franchise from him based solely on an accusation of some sort. Which, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm shocked. I'm shocked there hasn't been something like that happened even just locally around us. I know it might have happened somewhere else in the country and we're just not hearing about it. But, I mean, I'm kind of shocked that we haven't heard of a local story like that. I mean, it has to happen. Guys, let's put it this way. I know it happens. I've walked.
Wait, if you listen to NPR, you've heard the story of Larry Nassar. The gymnast that worked with a lot of young girls and did spinal readjustments. I'm putting in air quotes that involve digital penetration.
Yeah, through somehow sticking his fingers up their butt.
Up their butt and their vagina. Usually, sometimes even with the parents in the room.
Oh boy.
You know, just kind of hiding it with his body or a towel.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I forgot about that. That was it. He worked for U of M, for fuck's sake.
Right. Yeah. He trained Olympic athletes. I mean, he was the guy that everybody wanted to bring their daughter to. People were clamoring for positions. Please, do you have time to work with my daughter? So, I mean,
I've never been a big fan of zero tolerance policies.
No, I hear you.
But at this point, I don't see any other way. I mean, it has to be. If we hear that you are having a relationship of any sort with a coworker, you are both gone, period. It's just like the zero tolerance policy that I don't know if it's a statewide policy or if it's counties or cities, but when it comes to domestic violence, if cops show up to investigate a domestic violence call, both parties go to jail.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is it's not business setting culture. It's businesses responding to culture. Right? They could give a fuck if the two of you are sleeping together. It doesn't really matter. But it's going to be an issue or bad press or possible lawsuit. Well, then just cut it off. Like, don't allow it to happen in the first place. It's a risk. It's not because the businesses are making some sort of moral decision that this is not right and there's women being taken advantage of that work for us. It's like, we don't want to be in the papers for this. We don't want to be sued for this. We don't want people outside protesting.
Absolutely.
That's what it comes down to. So they're not setting this culture. They are responding and trying to stay afloat in this culture that the rest of society is creating. I mean, as a whole, we apparently decide what we want to focus our outrage on. I mean, Because it's not like all these people started molesting people in the last 6 months, and we were like, this is out of control. These are stories that, in some form or another, everybody's heard.
Well,
all of a sudden we give a shit.
This is why I've said, strictly from a cold, calculated, logical, get the emotion out of the situation point of view, it makes no sense that, as Chris said, the gatekeepers, females, are the ones who lay back in the cut and wait for everybody to come to them. You hold all the cards. You got the high card. You go. You tell me how you want it. All right. And we're bound and determined. There's plenty of people that are bound and determined to tip everything, every gender role on its axis, and flip it up and turn it upside down. Fine. Start there. Show me that you really are willing to do this. Because if not, you can shut the fuck up about gender roles were exactly the same and all this bullshit. There's really no other solution. I don't see it. Because I'm going to paint with a broad brush. Sorry, it's good. It has to happen. This is the way we talk as human beings. Guys are dumb at times. They can't pick up on subtle hints. Women, you know this. If you've been in a relationship, you know this. Guys aren't good at that shit.
I explain it to Mandy all the time. Stop trying to drop me a breadcrumb trail and just fucking tell me.
Yeah, I'm not on a fucking Easter egg hunt. Tell me what you want. It's just like, okay, almost every female friend I've ever been close to will come to me and start talking to me about her relationship at some point. And I inevitably, after I let them get it out of their system, say, how many people have you talked to about this? Well, I talked to my mom and my hairdresser and my nail chick and my friend and my girlfriend and you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, have you tried talking to your boyfriend about this? No, I can't talk to him about this. Then there's a fucking problem there. I am not the person to talk to. Neither are any of these other people. You're not in a relationship with them. You're opening Pandora's box. You're basically saying, please stick your nose into my business. Guys, we don't take subtle hints. Okay, some of us do. Okay, fine, great, wonderful. Good, you're enlightened. All right? Good for you, enlightened male. But most of us don't. We're not good at fucking charades. We're not good at Easter egg hunts. And we're not good at trying to figure out what you mean to say without saying it.
Right. Okay, Rich, you're 100% right, but this has absolutely zero to do with the stories that we're hearing about in the news. This story has zero connection to anything that we've heard from Harvey Weinstein, from Kevin Spacey, from Roy Moore. I mean, these are not the same story. What we're talking about in these stories in the news are men with power who use it to get off in some fashion.
Well,
in a way that victimizes somebody else. None of this is mixed signals. None of this is culture that you're talking about does exist. I'm not denying that, and I'm not saying that that it isn't accelerating either. But that's a completely separate issue from sexual abuse.
But I
don't see the direct connection between the two.
Okay, first of all, let's get this straight. You yourself said a few minutes ago that there's different levels. Okay,
true.
Obviously, what Harvey Weinstein
about the big bucket.
Yeah, what Harvey Weinstein did isn't the same as
Al Franken.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, if you want to get right down to it, Roy Moore, I think he's just a pedophile. That's not sexual harassment. That's you want to fuck children. You need to go to jail.
Dude, the mall said you can't hang out there anymore.
Exactly.
You have a problem.
He is the way too old guy at the fucking parked across the school when the high school lets out, and he's not looking at the seniors, he's looking at the freshmen. He's a creep. He's a pedophile.
Also, people wonder why the Alabama residents are outraged by this behavior, not realizing that in Alabama and a lot of other states, 14 is the age of consent. So
yeah, that's the other thing. It's kind of ironic that they're all of the Christian conservative states, and the age of consent is way lower than a lot of the
but
I guess more secular states. But that's, by the way,
so
I just have to say real quick.
Derail you.
No, I took a bit. Just gonna say real quick with this story with this idiot. I've heard more accents that remind me of my family in the news. I swear to God, I heard my Aunt Linda on the radio the other day. I was like,
well,
God damn.
First of all, Mary was only 14 years old.
She was 14, but down here,
when she had sex with God.
Fuck you, idiots. They didn't like.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. How do you
God
know
doesn't
Joseph?
Fuck like it's a.
I know all the
like
stories.
An invisible penis. He goes through the hymen. The hymen stays intact, and then he can plant his God seed. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Who's to say that Joseph wasn't like, so the angel came down, said he was God, got you pregnant? Yeah. So you can't get more pregnant, so let me hit that,
Right.
It's not like I'm going to get you pregnant with twins.
Or she even told him. I mean, the kid just popped out one day with a halo, and he's like, oh, we need to talk.
He was like, yeah. That better be the only son of God. Yeah.
We're around town as God did this, so let's fucking do this.
You said that you guys were just working on your classwork.
He goes to work, and his buddies are like, hey, Joseph, how's the son of God? Shut up. That better be the only son of God. You hear me? But no, I mean, look, okay, Kevin Spacey to me seems like just a painfully awkward guy who from every story I've heard, he damn near sounds like he's on the spectrum. Like he just doesn't pick up
but
the
he's
normal
also
social
I don't know. Since last week's show, we've heard a lot of stories about predatory behavior.
Oh no, he's definitely. Well, I'm talking about from the first accusations when he was barely in his 20s.
Right.
To the accusations now. He's definitely matured in his. I don't know if matured is the right word, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely gotten creepier as he's gotten older.
He got creepier, but yeah, I don't think he matured at all, really.
Well, it's like they say.
He just got ballsier.
It's like they say serial killers mature. Means it doesn't mean mature as in they get obviously more grown up. It means it takes more to get them off. It takes more for them to get the high that they did beginning. That's kind of what I meant by that. I can't think of another word that would fit it better at the moment.
No, I hear you.
And Harvey Weinstein, like, did I send you guys the article that a friend of mine found explaining from a psychiatrist why guys that like jerk off in front of women do it? Did I send that to the group chat?
Yes, you did. I did not read it yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just going to break it down to like real simple. This is the claim of this psychiatrist, and she is female. I'm just going to say this, so I take it with what you will. She says, in her opinion, it's about eliciting a terrifying response, them being horrified. That's what gets them off. It's not the act of jerking off in front of them. It's the act of they're like horrified, like, oh my God, what are you doing? And what happens sometimes when you get scared? What happens if you get scared so bad? I've been
adrenaline. You get an adrenaline boner.
You can start laughing.
Off to potted plant.
No, I'm talking about the females. Like if he goes, okay, if Louis C.K., let's be honest, he's a comedian. That's what he's known for. If he goes, hope I'm not being too forward, but you mind if I jerk off in front of you? And it's a chick, and she's like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go for it. And then he starts doing it. She might start laughing just out of an involuntary response,
well,
just because holy shit,
he wasn't lying.
He's jerking off in front of me. He has his abnormally pink wiener out, and he's going to town. And a couple of the accusers said, "Well, we started laughing," and I'm like, "Well, seems like she's on to something there." Like, you know what I'm saying? And he obviously. And then it goes into more like, you know, it's not cheating because he didn't touch them and they didn't touch him. But that's a whole different story. But to me, the whole point is if that's the case, then it goes back to power. Then we really have to talk about some uncomfortable shit because guess what? Power is a major part of sex. Period. Go look up feminist porn. and you will see men being degraded, being submissive, being beat constantly in that porn. Go look up rough sex porn. You ain't even got to put fucking anything but that, and you will see guys literally grabbing chicks' heads and doing their best to shove their cock down through the back of their fucking head. I mean, holding 2 fistfuls of hair, face fucking the chick. Like shit we joke about, that's really going on. And then there's the whole BDSM thing. There's so many layers to this shit, and it's being boiled down to the simplest thing. Any unwanted advances and harassment. And you say you don't see how this issue trickles down. I get that, but I'm also thinking, okay, 6 months from now, it's going to trickle down to this because it always does. It always does. It always gets ridiculously stupid with shit like this before it gets better. There's as you called it, the overcorrection. And I'd rather just fucking get it out the way. Look, guys are stupid. All right? We understand this. We're dumb. All right? We think with our dicks.
You try
sometimes.
having one of these things.
All right? And to solve this problem, let's stop playing this game and act like the guys have all the power when it comes to, because a guy can't have sex with a woman against her will, because that's not sex, that's rape. That's assault, all right? I mean, that's what I'm getting at. So these guys they're committing a crime, but you know it's going to trickle down to, I mean, Jesus Christ, Leanne Tweeden's accusation of Al Franken is he kissed her during a USO performance. And I'm like, that's it?
Right, but she also accepted his apology. She's over it. She wasn't scarred by it. And the only people calling for him to step down are openly doing so because of political motivation.
Absolutely.
They're not even fucking hiding it.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about her. They don't give a fuck about her.
No, absolutely they don't. And there's straight up, there's people on Twitter posting shit like, I think that we shouldn't automatically believe every woman that comes out with an accusation, that we should investigate it, except for Al Franken, because I just don't like him.
Because he wrote a book calling not Donald Trump, Rush Limbaugh a big fat idiot. So we don't like him.
Right.
Trust me, I get it. Al Franken is a smug asshole, but at the same time, like, you might as well type at the end of that tweet, but her emails though, because that's what should have been at the end of Trump's too, because it's what you're doing.
Oh, it's all whataboutism. It's now time to talk about Bill Clinton. You want to talk like, Trump can't criticize Al Franken. Well, what about Bill Clinton? Huh? Let's talk about that. Okay, that's fine. We can have that conversation. But if we're going to prioritize these conversations, let's start with the people in power. And then we can go back retroactively and all decide how we felt about that, about anything that happened in the past. Well, let's talk about what's going on right now.
Yeah, I forgot his quote unquote apology for the grab him by the pussy comments, and NPR played it like on a half-hour loop every time.
His apology.
Yeah. I did the air quotes apology. Yeah, from a year ago, where he's like, "Yes, I did say some things that were exaggerated,
the locker room
and I was joking
speech.
Around, but
right.
There's a world of difference between joking around and actually being a sexual predator and being an enabler of a sexual predator, like Bill and Hillary." And I was like,
Right.
What kind of apology? Just a 5-year-old's apology. I'm sorry I broke the dish, but Johnny's parents let him break dishes. We're not talking about Johnny. What are you, 5? Stop it.
Yeah, a reporter asked Kathy about it. I mean, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, about what's the difference between what Al Franken was accused of and what Donald Trump was accused of. And she said, well, first of all, Al Franken has admitted that he's done something wrong and that the president has not. Like, I think she meant that. I don't think that came out the way that she meant it to, but that is what she said. The difference is Al Franken admitted it is wrong and the president hasn't.
She's not wrong.
She's 100% right. I think she means. I think she assumes that we would think that it's because he didn't do anything wrong, but it really comes off more as he's just not admitting.
It's a dangerous game of Mad Libs you're playing there, Sarah. You don't want us filling in those blanks.
It's just, God, it's such a clusterfuck. I mean, and honestly, I gotta say, when I was listening to NPR and like they were saying, well, there's photographic evidence of Franken groping Miss Tweeden, and I'm like, all right. Part of me was like, you know what? I get it, because NPR, let's be honest, it's got a liberal slant to it. Like, I mean, like in a big bad way. I mean, wait, don't tell me. If it was on in the '60s, it would be called Wait, don't draft me. All right. I mean, come on, it's just fucking. I get it, but they're trying to be as level-handed as they can. But it's like, guys, you're picking the wrong person. You really want to shit on someone who has supported people on the left and done some really horrific shit? There's plenty of fucking accusations flying around that aren't Al Franken. That even the so-called victim is like, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't, he should step down. He shouldn't be a senator. He shouldn't be, he should lose his career. Which makes me kind of think, though, why the fuck, if that's the case, why the fuck did you come out? What, I mean, like, if you're going to downplay what he did after you say what he did, why did you come out to the press like that? I mean, I haven't heard her statement, I've heard, people quote it, but I haven't heard it, so I don't get the context of it. Have you guys heard it?
Yeah, she was doing an interview on some TV news show where they all scream at each other. But yeah, it was broadcast. It wasn't like it was like she held a press conference and was like, I want to say this. No, she was having a conversation on TV with somebody.
Oh, okay. All right. See, that's okay. That to me is a little bit different than the people coming out against Roy Moore, et cetera, et cetera. Or, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Because to not call, if she didn't call a press conference and all that, and it was just a conversation on a talk show or something, I can understand it a little bit more then.
100% what this is, and this is not even a conspiracy theory, I truly believe this. Fox News went searching high and low to find a Democrat in office, currently in office, that they could run their name through the mud, so that they could try and do some of their both sides are corrupt mumbo jumbo bullshit, and found this woman who had this story about Al Franken and just pounced on it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, they did it with fucking Milo. He told almost the exact same story as George Takei did on Howard Stern, but he said it on Joe Rogan, and they savaged him, basically put him in timeout for almost a year. And the story is almost verbatim the same story George Takei told, which is the accusations against him is a whole nother thing, because I've listened and watched enough Howard Stern to know that you put naked men around George Takei, he gets awfully handsy, and he just gives that big laugh of his and goes, "Oh my," and everybody just laughs at it because it's Sulu grabbing some guy's cock.
Pretty good impression you do there, Rich.
So, like I said, I've watched and listened to a lot of Howard Stern. So, I mean, but to get back to the main point, the hypocrisy, like I should have known it was. I mean, I knew it was coming on a level, but I just didn't think it'd be so blatant.
Oh, I know, but that's the thing. Like, NPR bent over backwards in order to give the idea of fairness, and Alabama voters, the Alabama GOP, just nakedly embraced Roy Moore while criticizing Al Franken.
Oh, the best part is 35.
It makes zero sense. Because it's not about anyone's behavior. They're moralists. They don't care about the character. They care about what do they say they're going to do for us. That's all that matters.
35%. 35% of registered voters in Alabama who were polled said they're more likely to vote for Moore since the accusations have come out. And NPR actually had reporters on the ground in Alabama interviewing people, and multiple people said, as long as he runs as a Republican, no matter what he does, he has my vote.
Right.
This is what you get when everything is us versus them.
Right. And in the same way that Fox News went out and wanted to find a story of somebody currently in office that had some kind of accusation that they could flaunt all across the news, the Washington Post did the exact same thing. The difference, though, here being that they found a lot more accusers that all had the same story of old dude preying on young women. They found a real story and a real problem, and Fox News didn't.
Well, I mean, God.
But since it's all just politics, and we don't care if you got to rise to the level of like a judge or DA or possibly even a senator, well, you deserve all the young teenage women that you can get. That's what Alabama is saying. Collectively, we're okay with old dudes dating our teenage daughters.
Well, guys, think about this. How fucking creepy do you got to be banned from a mall?
I know, right?
For stalking teenage girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was he doing? Sitting outside the Foot Locker just staring while they try on shoes and shit?
What is worse, getting banned from the mall or Gene Simmons getting banned from Fox News? What's lower?
Well, Fox News has banned people before. We used to smoke in the mall, fight in the mall. We never got banned, so it's like you got to really actively try, in my opinion.
I think Gene Simmons was probably more offended. Like when they finally had to sit down Roy Moore and tell him he couldn't come back, he's like, "Well, no, I get it." And Gene Simmons was like, "Wow, I thought I was home. Like, I thought this was my safe space."
Well, you can't just take your shirt off? This isn't take your shirt off Friday? I come on the wrong day?
Oh, God. I mean, seriously, I just... That whole thing down there, sorry to any listeners in the South, but this is why I can't live down there. Y'all, it is a different... When people say it's a different world down there, if you've never lived down there, you don't know how correct that statement is. It is a different world. I mean, the fact that someone brought up when a 32-year-old is accused of fucking a 14-year-old, the fact that people brought up Joseph and Mary in his defense should tell you all you need to know. The last two people I'm bringing up when someone starts talking about someone fucking a child is, that's a lot like the story of Jesus. How the fuck do you get that? That is just connecting dots.
They threw everything at the wall. There was there was a letter that was signed in support of Roy Moore. It was signed by I think it was damn near 50 religious leaders from across the state, pastors and reverends and what have you. It was doctored. It was from years ago. And he changed the dates and changed some information on it and put it out there like all these pastors had come forward to support him in light of these allegations of sexual abuse. Forcing then these religious leaders to go to the press and say, this is bullshit. We didn't say this. We're not supporting him on this. Wow. But it all drives the narrative of persecution, right? The reason that Alabamans if that's what they call them, are standing behind this person is because Roy Moore is them. They are Roy Moore. You know, they are the quote-unquote minority now. They're a minority just for the color of their skin or their opinions that they have. They're being persecuted in this country. You can't say Merry Christmas anymore, and you can't express your religion, and you can't be misogynist, and you can't be racist anymore, and they're telling us how to think and how to feel about things. And now they're going to come in and decide what senator we can have represent us. The damn right we're going to stand behind him. He's being prosecuted by the liberal media, so automatically he's our friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
This is what you get when everything is us versus them. You're going to get it on both sides of the fence. This blind devotion just based on my side. My side's better. Keep it up, everybody.
Right, but
this is what you get.
Chris, what do you do when your side is better? Do you just not talk about it because it's gross?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand your point being made of things that divide this country, but there's certain things that divide our country because some people are on the right side of human rights and progress and other people aren't.
Correct, but when you expand us versus them into everything, that's how this happens. I guess my point is pick your spots. There's a time and a place for we're better than you.
I mean,
I think there's a reason and a cause, not a time and place. I think pick your reason and cause is better than picking a time and place. Time and place is when it needs to be said.
Guys, let me ask you a question. Yeah. I mean, I understand that we have a fairly... We draw from all sides of the political spectrum, the three of us with our political beliefs and all this. But, I mean, I think for the most part, we kind of definitely socially lean to the left, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
When the Al Franken accusation popped up, was the first thought in your mind, or one of the first thoughts in your mind, oh God, the Democrats better do something to protect themselves from this? Or was it, man, wow, fuck, he fucked up? I mean, because I know what my first thought was, and it wasn't to the poor Democratic Party. It was, he fucked up.
Well, honestly, my first thought
come on.
was I didn't believe it. And I don't know the person, but like I've listened to multiple interviews with him. I've read multiple books written by him.
Same here. Yeah.
I've followed his career through SNL and whatever the fuck else he did after that. And that, the spot in Trading Places where he gets raped by a gorilla.
Everyone forgets about that. He gets raped by a gorilla.
No, wait a minute. It's not him that gets raped, is it? It's the guy that was stealing the shit for the
old... no, you're right. He
puts him in there. He's like, which one do you think?
No, that's
is
right.
the
He's extraordinarily racist in Trading Places. That's right. When he's taunting the gorilla.
Right. Well, anyway, I didn't believe it, and did I not believe it because I didn't want to believe it? Sure. I also don't know, and I had to look into it more. That was my honest first reaction to it. Is like, this stinks of bullshit. I automatically thought that it must be politically motivated in some fashion, because why the fuck are they going after Al Franken?
I mean, I don't know, guys. Maybe it's my mind doesn't go to the party who I tend to favor more than the other. Oh my God, how's this going to affect them? I mean, eventually that comes, because everything's so much political theater in this fucking country at this point. It comes out eventually. But it's not, my first instinct isn't to go, well, he's a Democrat and I like them more than I like the Republicans, so that means he's innocent.
No. Absolutely. I mean, if I heard a story about Joe Biden, I was like, that kind of tracks. I mean,
yeah. Creepy Uncle Joe, I could picture getting a little drunk at Thanksgiving, a little too handsy.
Right.
Like I could picture that real easy. But I mean, I I agree with you, Chris. This is the fallout of taking politics and instead of giving us bread and circuses, we turned politics into bread and circus for us. It's now our entertainment, and politics is it's a team, and you pick your favorite players on the team and you root for them no matter what. I mean, we do a podcast with one of them. We know the types.
Well, yeah, clearly they're not paying attention to the numbers. People are still supporting Trump, still supporting the Republicans, and meanwhile, they're trying to increase taxes on most of their own base. I mean, the fact that while I'm sure they'd rather us debate, the latest sexual assault scandal, as long as it's not involving, somebody that they're trying to get into office. Because meanwhile, while we're all having this conversation, they're trying to rush through a tax plan that they claim the average citizen will save $4,000 a year on taxes paid.
Hey, anyone else knows the timing of that? The week Al Franken's being shoved at us. This whole tax bill thing's just happening.
Didn't we all say it 2-3 weeks ago when this shit first started? Okay, how are they going to take advantage of this to shove something through? Mm-hmm. Because this is going to distract everybody. This is going to be on everybody's lips. All this sexual harassment and assault shit. And politicians if they're anything, they're opportunists. They're going to go, the right hand is real busy distracting them. Get the left to do something devious.
Well, it's not a popular tax plan, and they're trying to. The Senate is going to vote on it after their Thanksgiving break. I'm not sure exactly how soon after Thanksgiving that's going to happen.
Like middle December?
Yeah, probably. So we'll see if it actually gets to the Senate. The House passed their version, but the Senate's version that they're putting together looks pretty different. But, I mean, just looking at the government's own scores on what this is going to look like, it's going to be a huge hole in the deficit, which is part of the reason why the Senate may not get its majority vote on this. That's probably the most reason. I mean, they don't give a shit that any quote-unquote entitlement programs get cut or anything like that. It's just the deficit hawks that are actually going to tie this thing up. And the way the numbers come out, anybody making less than $70,000 is going to pay more taxes, and everybody making over $100,000 is going to pay less in taxes.
So the Goldilocks zone is between 70 and 100,000.
Yeah, if you make 70 and 100,000, you're just neutral.
Let's go. Hit the donate button at ChristopherMedia.net.
It almost
Let's get into that tax
almost
bracket.
looks intentional, right? If you are making less than $70,000 in this country, you probably have some sort of financial troubles. Maybe it's not that maybe you don't have as much savings as you would like to. You're not prepared for retirement, or maybe you are living check to check. Maybe you have to make a lot of hard decisions about where you spend your money when it comes to just things like, I kind of need new shoes, but I also need to make sure I have enough groceries until I get paid again, so I'll just put some duct tape on these ones and keep going. It's almost like they specifically targeted that group. They said, where do people really start to feel comfortable in this country with how much money they're making and feel like they have enough in savings and have enough to go out and spend and have enough to buy nice things and feel good? Oh, it's $70,000 to $100,000? Okay, let's start there. Tax everybody underneath that more and everybody above that less. And punch a huge hole in the deficit so that not only will we try and keep the boot on the neck of the poor guy, but we'll make sure that their kids are born with that boot on their neck too, that they'll be saddled with this debt. So it's really disgusting. On top of the fact that it cuts things like, they've managed to find yet another way to hobble Obamacare by getting rid of the mandate, which is, I have to be honest, it was my least favorite part of Obamacare, even though I understand that it doesn't work without it. The tax penalty.
Well, oh, God. I keep going back to 2012 and Romney and Obama in a debate, and Romney coming out against the Affordable Care Act, and I'm just sitting there going, does no one realize that he passed this in Massachusetts?
Right.
It's almost the exact same health care bill.
Stole your idea and represented it to you, and you said that's shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just mad.
It's and it made more sense coming from Mitt Romney though, because
your shirt's ugly. Hey, it's your shirt, motherfucker. Yeah, well, it looks ugly on you then.
Fat people shouldn't wear silk. That's what I'm saying. You sweat too much. All right. Looks like your shirt's hitting about 6 G's. All right. But no,
or if you're on Twitter, you just post the Spider-Man gif or picture where he's pointing at himself. You know that one where he sees like another person dressed as Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
That's Pulp Fiction. And he says, "Ha ha, motherfucker, the year clothes."
They look like a couple dorks. But no,
well, how do we not see this pattern though? Like we see a Republican administration come in, cut taxes for the rich and for corporations, tell us that it's all going to rain down on us, and then we end up with a huge deficit and massive unemployment and a recession.
Yes,
I mean it happens it's happened every time. It's going to fucking happen again. Like every time at the tail by the time the Republicans done doing what they're doing, our economy is fucking shit. And then a Democrat comes back in, puts things straight again, starts gathering steam, and everybody goes,
but they'll argue,
"Oh boy!"
But they'll argue, well, that's just that's the effects of what the Republican did, and the Democrats now reaping the benefits. Really, coincidentally, every time right. It just happens that way.
Well, the thing is, it takes a lot longer to put an economy back together than it does to tear it apart. So by the time the economy got back on track this last time, Obama was out of time. It's like, okay, well, I've done as much as I can. I hope to leave it in good hands, and sure enough, he leaves it in the hands of a conservative that's going to fuck it up again. Meanwhile, riding the high of all the success of the previous president. Oh, look at where the Dow's hitting. Oh, it's record highs and record low unemployment. And, oh, this market is up and the stock market loves me. Like, you think this shit happens overnight? Do you think any of this shit happens overnight?
My 401k is loving a Donald Trump presidency. Like, it's at a point where I want to sell it to, like, not lose the money. Like, it's like, I just want to sell it and rebuy what I have just so I don't lose the money. It is like, it's so high, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm just saying. So, the one part of me that likes the Donald Trump presidency. My retirement. But anyway.
Well, yeah, but that's not going to last.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You give him 8 years and he's going to run it into the hole. Yeah, absolutely.
Get out high.
Well, it's just, I don't know.
It was really interesting listening to a debate about the tax plan, and listening to the person trying to defend it, and the person who was just basically going, "I'm not attacking it or defending it. I'm just pointing at historically what happens when we do this, and it always ends this way, and it never works out the way you say it's supposed to." And I find it funny that conservatives are the ones who are saying this time will be different, because anytime anyone brings up socialism, you guys point to just failed history of socialism and go, "Oh, well, it didn't. It never works out. Historically, it never works out." And what do you say? To people who are defending socialism? What do you say to them when they go, "Well, that's because it wasn't real socialism"? You laugh at them. And whenever we're pointing out to you that this tax plan isn't going to work because we've been here before, been there, done that, got the T-shirt. You guys are going, "Well, it wasn't done the right way before. This is the right way to do it."
Right. Yeah.
It's
well,
the
this
same
time it'll
shit.
be different. No, actually, it won't be different. What will be different is eventually you'll be dead. The so-called death tax will be abolished. Your kids will get all your fucking money, and it won't matter to you because, again, you'll be dead. You won't have to face the cries from the people that are saddled with all this debt. They have to figure out how to put this all back together because you're gone.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong,
but science and medicine is come a long way. We have ways to keep you alive and make you regret your decisions today.
Well, hold on a sec, because I just want to make sure I'm right on this. Isn't the death tax, like, you have to be passing on, like, upwards of $5 million and above, right?
No, it's $100 million.
It's $100 million?
I misspoke, 100,000. I'm sorry. It's 100,000 and up is where the, that's basically they take, I think it's more than half.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, 100,000 is awful low to be taking over half. Yeah. I mean, I think you need to be, that better start with an M. You know what I'm saying? Before you start taking half. But I mean, if it was 100 million, what am I going to do with $50 million? Boy, I'm pissed.
Right. Damn, no, they're raw though. They're like Bernie Mac and Bad Santa.
But you know, there's no clear,
non-negotiable.
There's no good and bad with money, right? There's no clear evil or good choice with any of these things. A lot of it, certainly, it's from the matter of perspective, whether you have a lot of money or you have very little money, whether you think certain policies are good or bad for you personally. What makes it the difference here is the perspective, what you put it in contrast to. When you put the death tax, as the Republicans like to call it, and I'm going to call it that because I can't remember what the real term is for it, but when you put that up against how much we spend on our military, I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Why don't we get rid of this death tax and reduce the amount of money that we put into our military because it's way too much? That makes sense. But when your plan is to put that up against increased taxes for the middle class, well, no, that doesn't make any sense. Sure, I'd like to get rid of this death tax. I think it's too big of a bite. It doesn't make sense to me. But weighing that against, we'll get rid of this death tax, and then we'll increase taxes on people making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in this country. That makes no sense to me.
Well, to me, 100,000 is way too low. I mean, unless I'm wrong.
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's in that neighborhood, though.
I mean, I'm thinking that, like, a life insurance policy, can they hit you with taxes for that, or is it just the estate itself?
No, yeah, it's property, valuables, whatever. The estate, yes.
Got you. Okay, so life insurance policy. Well, I mean, of course, estate would also include stocks, bonds, whatever.
Yes.
Investments and shit. But a life insurance policy, because I mean,
that would be separate.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a family of four, and the dad's got a $100,000 life insurance policy on him. He dies, and let's say the mom, worked, but she wasn't the primary breadwinner. $50,000, that's gone in a year.
Right.
I mean,
for $50,000 might be gone just in the funeral.
Hey, we're bereaved. We're not suckers. I mean, I'm just saying, give me a fucking Folgers can. He's dead. He don't care. Trust me. He ain't Biggie. He don't need a gold coffin.
Maybe put his ass. We're not saps.
Yeah, put his ass in that fucking Seika can.
Hey, I do have a number, by the way, according to Bankrate.com. It is $5.45 million.
Before they hit you with tax.
The amount of an estate that is not subject to taxation, known as the exemption, it's $5 million, and it's indexed each year for inflation. For the 2016 tax year, the exemption is $5.45 million.
Okay, well, I take it back then.
Okay, well then I'm going to say this, and this is coming from a poor person, so suck it. But if great uncle Jethro, who had $5 million in his estate, died and left it to me, and they handed me $2.5 million, I'm not boo-hooing that hard over the $2.5 that went to the government. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be okay with my measly, a modest inheritance of $2.5 million. Just $1.5 million more than Trump's daddy loaned him to start his business. I'm going to be fine with that. Now, I mean, I get it. If you're rich, you want as much money as you can. You don't want to, you don't want to share your shit.
I'm sure you'd meet that one guy, like you talking to a guy at the bar, and you're like, "Dude, I inherited $2.5 million." Yeah, but if the government didn't dip their fingers in, you'd have $5. Okay, yeah, but if I lived in Russia, I'd have $0. So I'm still a millionaire, right?
Right now, shut up and buy me a drink, then, millionaire.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, there's not. Here's the deal. There's nothing that any of us can do about it. It's going to pass or it's not. But I mean, I do. Maybe it's the sources of the news I listen to, because I'm back on the road quite a bit. So NPR is my best friend because I'm not brain damaged, so I can't listen to radio for music. Doesn't seem like it has a whole lot of support. And
no, it doesn't.
It seems like they're trying to get the
really
word
important
out.
Too, because this is the legislation that the money wants to see passed. And when I say the money, I'm talking about money from the Koch brothers, from large corporations, that flows into Republican candidates' pockets in order to, they could give a fuck about what they want to say or do about immigration or whatever else they try and get passed. That's just all window dressing. All that the donors want to know is that they're going to get to hold on to more of their money. And when that can't even happen, the money is going to start to go somewhere else. And when that money goes somewhere else, so goes the influence that those candidates have and the amount of support that they can even get from the people. Because, most of us don't even realize how much we're being spoon-fed these things.
Yeah, I definitely think if this gets passed and it comes from the money side of the GOP, and it takes effect before 2020, there's going to be people who are going to go, oh, we're going to take note of who fucking voted for this. I can only hope they do and vote accordingly. I mean, if it does affect 70,000 and under the way you're saying, then you have to be stupid to keep voting against your best interests at this point. I mean, 70,000, okay, they're taking what? 23%, somewhere around there in taxes. All right. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to hit you. It's going to be an extra $4,000. All right. And then healthcare, they ain't done shit to replace and make it affordable like you said they were going to. Premiums are only going to go up. I mean, I was listening to a person talk about how they spent $27,000 on healthcare last year, and they just told them it's going up by another 15% this year.
Yeah.
Think about that.
There's another part of this where they're getting rid of a provision that allows you to write off on your taxes medical expenses paid.
Yeah,
so there's going to be people that, I mean, this would be the difference between just getting by in bankruptcy.
Yeah. I hate to say this because I know that Obamacare has helped a lot of people in a lot of ways, but it really is a case of if you ain't poor, it really don't work for you. I mean,
no, I absolutely, and I think its only purpose really, Obamacare's only purpose wasn't to actually succeed and be a successful program on its own. It was to show people that there are alternatives, and it showed a lot of people that there's certain things that they want and expect from their government, and that health care was actually one of those things.
Well, there has to be something done here because, I mean, it's getting to the point that we're talking, they're taking 20%. Let's just round it down. 20% of your check in taxes, and that's just payroll taxes. That's not taxes you pay on every single fucking thing you purchase. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll go as low as, let's say it's costing your average person $15,000 a year for health care if their employer doesn't provide it. That's a 1-2 bedroom apartment. You're spending as much on healthcare as you are on keeping a roof over your head. That's an issue. And I mean, I have friends who they can't get subsidies, and they don't even claim $21,000 on their taxes. They make too much. Where are they supposed to pay for all this shit from? And especially if the subsidies get cut like they want, what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to sell your car, you're going to move into a 1-bedroom studio apartment, fully furnished, sell all your furniture, and work your job. And hey, but at least I have health care, and I'm not and a roof over my head. I don't have money for anything else. I have to take public transportation, which doesn't exist in the city I live in. But
yeah, it's kind of, to me, it's about, there's this idea that that part of politics is compromise, right? That we have to find a middle ground on a lot of ideas, that a lot of things that we want to accomplish. But I think we also have to get our heads around the fact that there's some things that you can't compromise. You have to either go all in or not. Now, if you want to have a discussion about whether we should be having programs, assistance programs for anyone in this country, fine, let's have that discussion. Should we have welfare? Should we have unemployment? Should we have Social Security in this country? I'm down for that discussion. Let's debate it. But if we've gotten to the point where we've decided that these are programs that we want, we have to make sure that they cover all the way up until the point where they stop being productive. Assuming and understanding that there's always going to be people that take advantage of any situation given to them. There's always going to be people putting their hands out and spitting in your face at the same time. And you're not going to change that about human nature. If you're going to have a program that you want to help people, you have to make sure it goes all, that there isn't this gap. Because what you're doing when you say, well, we want to help people, we only want to help the really poor and needy, right? So if you make, less than $15,000, well then, yeah, you can get your food stamps and you can get your government assistance and your Obama phone and all that. But if you're making $20,000, which is still a fucking shit living in a fucking shit apartment with a fucking shit car, but you make too much for us to actually give you any assistance, well, then your program does nothing, right? Your program doesn't set a path for anybody. It shows you a dividing line where you can decide to either work harder to get out of your current situation or just go, well, or I could work a little less and just say fuck it and be on government assistance.
That's the problem. And that's what I don't understand. If you are hardcore libertarian, Republican, why you wouldn't want to take money from programs that incentivize not working and put it towards programs to where, hey, we'll pay for some sort of job training, so vocational training, even something, HVAC, whatever the fuck, something to get you into a field to where, unless you're a complete fuck up and just don't want to work, within a handful of years you can be making enough to stand on your own 2 feet. No, you're not going to have a yacht. No, you're not going to go vacation in fucking the Bahamas. But not everybody fucking does, okay? And that's the bullshit lie that we are constantly sold, is that, these poor people are living better than you are. No, the fuck they're not. I know a lot of poor people. No, a lot of poor people who live on government assistance. I'm talking generation to generation live on government assistance. They don't live better than fucking the average middle class person in this country. Mm-hmm. It's not all fucking roses. Okay?
Right.
There's constantly crises being averted or diverting money from one area of need to cover another, putting shit off. I mean, I sit here as a 40-year-old man. I've had insurance through a job twice. All right? And my philosophy until recently when I got insurance was if the bone's not sticking out, I don't go to the doctor. And I mean, I grew up in a poor family. I saw a dentist 5 times when I was a child.
Yeah.
I got all but one of my teeth, and that one got knocked out playing basketball. But I'm lucky in that aspect. I know people that are 35 that have hardly any fucking teeth in their head.
But we'd like to paint this picture of the welfare queen, though, right? This person who collects their checks and laughs at the government. Oh, they're suckers. They're got this whole racket going on. Well, you know what? Yeah, you created the welfare queen because you showed that person who was on government assistance. As soon as you start to become successful, we're going to yank the rug out from underneath you. You get a job that pays you $1 an hour more and gives you a full 40 hours a week. Oh, you don't need any of this shit anymore. Oh, you're all good. It's like if they came over and you said, I've got 2 floors in my house, but I have no stairs. I can't get to the top floor. How do I do that? Well, we can help you out. And they build you 3/4 of a staircase. That doesn't get you to the top floor. I'm not saying that you got to hold somebody's hand all the way up to the top, but when you show them that, well, there's a point right here where we stop giving a shit about you. You're like, okay, well, I'm just going to work up until that point.
You got to make that leap of faith from that 3/4 end of that 3/4 stairway, man. You just jump. But
look, I'm not saying that this
bridge. It's just like, there you go. Yeah, exactly. There it is.
People
right
can overcome it. People can figure out a way to get there themselves. People can do things without government assistance. This is all possible. But what I'm saying is that you can't. You're just throwing tax dollars away when you're deciding that only the poorest of the poor need assistance. What you're doing is continuing to create an environment where the people are going to remain poor and remain on assistance. And whether it feels right to you or not, you may have to give some food stamps and a little bit of assistance or some government subsidized daycare or something to families who are fucking both mom and dad are working full time. I experienced this, I was fucking working for a Guitar Center as a store manager, and my wife at the time was working at night at a bar. I had a decent paying job. She had made pretty good tip money, but we still couldn't afford to pay for full-time daycare so that she could go work someplace like in an office like she wanted to. That's why she had to work at a bar. Right? And I wasn't living some huge crazy life where we were buying expensive cars, huge televisions, all this shit. We lived very modestly.
No, and if for anyone listening who doesn't have kids, you have no idea how expensive daycare is. I literally have friends who both had careers. They had a kid, and once they started looking into daycare, they had to decide which one. They had to take a risk and gamble and decide which one was going to have the better career and the more upward mobility in their career, because it was cheaper for one of them to stop working and take care of the kid than it was to get daycare.
Right. You look at the math and you go, well, it's going to cost us $25,000 a year for daycare for both these kids. And so even if you land a job where you manage to start out at $30,000, even if that were possible, then you did what? Spent every day away from your kids for $5,000 a year? That still doesn't track.
Yeah.
It would have to be like twice that to make you consider and have a path of upward mobility. Why go, hope for that nickel raise at the office every 6 months just so that you can continue to just barely scrape by and just barely pay off your daycare bills on top of everything else just families and kids are fucking expensive.
I mean, I look back at how many times my mother pawned me off of my grandmother, and I'm not just talking on the weekends. I'm talking like during the week. And I think even back then, like to go to like Red Bell, I imagine she couldn't. I mean, we're talking Even in the 80s and late 70s, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars in free daycare she used my grandmother for.
Yeah.
And my grandmother worked full-time at State Farm. Full-time, 55 hours a week, and then came home and took care of me. And I wasn't even her damn kid. I was her grandkid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and
that's
I've
insane to expect people to do that.
I'm sorry, Rich.
I was just saying, it's insane to expect people to do that. And when you do, well, I know life isn't fair, whatever, I get it. But if you do everything right and you wait to have kids and you got established careers to go, okay, well, let's flip a coin and see which one of us is going to fucking give up our career. And our education and our experience will be absolutely obsolete when we try to get back in our field once the kid's old enough to come home and, take care of themselves. Which, by the way, was like, that age just keeps going up because I was 8, 9 years old coming home and it was a latchkey kid. And apparently you do that these days, they throw you under the jail. So, I mean, it's just, parents these days, to leave a 10-year-old kid at home by themselves for 4 hours after school, they're horrified at the idea. That was just everyday life for me.
Yeah.
Here's the rules. Don't set the house on fire.
Don't use the stove.
Don't use the stove. Don't kill anybody, including yourself or the animals. And don't get lost. Don't wander someplace where you don't know where the fuck you're at. Because if you call me and I have to come looking for you after working all day, I'm going to be pissed and I'm going to work that ass over. Those were the rules.
Yeah, my parents started leaving me alone with my sister like 11, 12, maybe. Yeah, that was the rule. Like, don't use anything with fire and keep your sister alive. The end. Here's the phone number where I'm going to be.
Exactly. I mean,
kids are resilient.
I'm glad that, and this is going to be fucked up sounding, because I wasn't really thrilled at the time because I knew the odds were going to be stacked against my daughter when I was so young when I had her. But I'm glad now because, and I can say it now, that I did have her when I was that young because it's worked out way better than I had any right to. And I'm not going to be 50 years old going, oh shit, my kid's just graduating high school. She's starting to drive, blah, 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 this and that. Because I don't imagine I'm being in a much better situation at 50 than I am at 40. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just didn't make the decisions that present that type of life to me. I gambled on myself and tried to make a living playing music, not even be a rock star. Didn't work out. That's 10 years down the drain. That's 20 that's more than 10. It's 20 to 31. It's 11 years. Then boom. It's take any job that'll have me. Oh, by the way, I have all this debt hanging over my head. It's just, and my story isn't unique. I mean, most of my friends have some variation of that story. I mean, I have friends who are now entering their 40s and for the first time in their life are walking on a car lot and buying a car off a car lot because all they've ever been able to do is open up the newspaper and look for a beater. And they're 40.
It's taken me to almost 40 to become a homeowner. Like, if you listen to how our parents came up, that's late. Like, it's.
Yeah, I confess, I'm over 40 and I'm still not a homeowner. But yeah, I must have been like 27, 28, somewhere around there. When I had a friend who purchased a house, and I was like, "How the fuck did you get a house?" And he introduced me to his realtor, and they were like, got me approved and everything. And I almost pulled the trigger on it. And I'm so glad I didn't, because there's no way I made enough to afford the loan that they wanted to give me. And I watched 7 years later as everybody lost their fucking houses and ended up with thousands of dollars of debt.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't get a house.
He's probably getting you into an arm. That's what fucked everybody.
Yeah, it was something. The adjustable rate mortgage. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Where you're like, because people get into it and they're figuring, well, I'm just starting out in my career and I can only afford to pay $600 a month now. But by the time it balloons up, I'll be making a lot more money.
Well,
yeah,
wrong,
you didn't account for your mortgage payment to go from $600 to $2,200.
Yeah,
because that's what fucking happens.
I mean, I had friends' parents.
Arms are made too for you to pay the principal down. Like that's what you're supposed to do. So when it does adjust, it's supposed to be a huge rate on
right, but
less
they also
principal.
don't educate. Yeah, they don't educate you on that because they don't want you to.
They just
paying
go here.
Principal
sign this.
is not profit.
Yes,
they do not. Like, just try and in most loans, when you if you get a car loan. And you sign terms for 5 years now, 6 years sometimes they're doing car loans for. You will pay penalties for paying it off early. They'll say, okay, well, we'll let you pay down the principal, but you got to give us some more money for that. Why? Because they're not making any money off of the principal.
Oh, bitches. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, let's just be honest. The whole thing with how credit works in this country is one big scam. I mean, let's say I go to Guitar Center, no fine for 6 months, no interest. If I pay it off in 6 months, my credit rating doesn't go up. Why? Because I'm not in debt. Wait, what? I got to be in debt to have a good credit rating? Yeah, but it's got to be the right kind of debt.
No, but you'll get a couple points for paying something off.
No, you won't make payments. You make 0 payments because you're not paying you're not accruing any interest during that period. So what he's saying is if you don't pay it off, if you make no payments on that, then even though you've held credit for this amount of time, it shows there's no credit history.
I'm not even going to lie, guys. The financial part of my education was basically my parents at 17 throwing me into the deep end of the pool and saying, swim, bitch, and figure it out for yourself.
Are you kidding me? Look, that's everybody's experience. Unless you're specifically interested in economics as a kid, you didn't learn anything about it, right?
Yeah, they were trying to addition and subtraction.
Trying to fucking cram geometry into my skull, and I've never seen a checkbook in my life. They didn't even show me how to apply the basic math of addition and subtraction to everyday life before they just went, okay, well, I guess what comes after dividing fractions, because we know that's going to come up often. Oh, yeah, geometry. You're going to need to calculate area often.
Bitch, I'm not going to be a fucking architect. Teach me useful shit.
Exactly. If I go into a field that needs that type of mathematics, then I'll learn that type of mathematics.
Yeah.
But right now I need to learn how to do stuff like, I don't know, make sure there's a roof over my head and the utilities are on at the end of the month. Right. Because mommy and daddy ain't no fucking roadmap. I mean, and that's the thing. It's so fucking. That is a class thing. It really is, because in my life, as I've made friends that came from, I'll say, upper middle class, solidly middle class, aggressively middle class. We're talking $250,000 and above a year is the household income. They don't have these issues with money like all my friends that came from working poor and myself did. It's like they just, they're 25 and they're talking about, I bought my starter house. And I'm walking in like Dave Chappelle from the Charlie Murphy skit. Nice house, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is great. This is wonderful. I'd live here for the rest of my life. Oh, it's my starter house.
Right.
Really? Your starter house?
Starter house?
The fuck is that?
Dude, I lucked into my house. Starter house.
And I mean,
but you're right, because it's not like it's that hard. It's not like there's some secret code that only certain people have cracked in this country. It's that there's people who already have the money have interest in keeping that shit on the down low, because they don't want to, they see it as a limited, there's only one size pie and we all have to cut out of it, is the way they see it. Somebody starts coming up in this country, well, they're just going to be taking some more of my pie. Or on the other side, it's just
damn right.
We just don't talk about it. It's just not, we don't talk about our finances We don't like to talk about, don't ask Dad how much money he makes.
Yeah,
don't talk about, the house or how much debt we might have in this family or anything like that.
Yeah, that's just shit.
That's just for Dad to worry about, and we shouldn't even know. And
that's that bullshit they pimped on me and my family. It was like the mafia when it came to finances.
Right.
You never were supposed to know anything about finances. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I bet you successful people who want to make sure their family's successful have these conversations, right?
Right.
If
I'm going to leave you a bunch of my money, then we're going to have a conversation about what the fuck you're going to do with it.
Exactly. Like, hey, look, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you lay out the groundwork for the person and they don't listen, that's on them. Yes. Right? But I mean, these conversations never happened. And it's scary how often they don't happen.
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
I've had friends whose parents have died unexpectedly, and I mean, we're talking to the tune of almost $500,000 in life insurance policies were cashed and were gone in a year, and they got nothing to show for it. And I'm like, how the fuck did you spend $500,000 in a year and you got nothing to show for it? You don't even have a new car. You don't even have a new car. The foundation of your house is cracked. What did you do with that money?
Wow. That amazes me right now. Maybe a little high. But damn.
I mean, I had a family member who passed. I inherited a little money. Nowhere near that amount. And basically got my head back above water for the most part out of debt and took care of a bunch of health issues. That's what I did. But I mean, I have something I can to show for it. If you'd have gave me fucking $500,000, guys, I don't know if you'd have heard from me again. You might have been like, yo, I guess Rich died. He just disappeared. I'd have been living like Ted Kaczynski. Like off the grid somewhere, just me and my money.
In Idaho.
Yeah, with a mattress stuffed full of money going, stay the fuck away from me. Fuck the dog, but we're a owner. You know what I'm saying? I'd have had a compound. Like, get out of here. I don't trust nobody.
Get so much pussy all the time, you just dissolved.
Pussy cost way too much money. I'd buy a Fleshlight stock. Shit. Real doll stock, something. I don't want no one. No one comes up. People come up to my house. I'm like, just drop the groceries off at the end of the driveway. I'll get them later. Go. I don't even want you to see inside my house. Well, don't send your brats over here trick or treating, trying to see what kind of TV I got. I'll kill the motherfuckers. I swear to God, get them out of here. I don't trust nobody. But no, seriously. I mean, and I'm not saying this to shit on. I mean, they don't listen to the podcast, so it doesn't really matter. But it's just amazing because these were not people who were like in their teens and 20s. These were grown people, a spouse, and grown adult children. And they had no idea what to do. They had no idea who to talk to. And here's the beauty of it. The people who know what to do don't volunteer their help. Mm-hmm. You got to go seek them out. You have to know who to ask. What do I do with this? Because the bank will just tell you, stuff it in the bank. Put it in an IRA.
Right.
That's what they're going to tell you to do.
But look at, in a lot of Asian cultures, I think certainly it's a stereotype, but it's a good one, okay? They're good with money in general, not to say that it doesn't happen, but you don't hear as much about the Asian father gambling away or just pissing away the family's fortune, and also there is a cultural thing of like being open about money, not being this secretive thing like it is in Western culture. Like if you buy a new car, you have a discussion with your neighbor. Yeah, I bought a car. How much did it cost? How much did you get it for? I think I may have told you this story before, but when I worked retail at Guitar Center, I got a couple Asian customers. I think specifically, I don't know for sure. I want to say Vietnamese. And that customer talked about the PA that he bought for me and the deal that he gave him. And I had at least 5 or 6 other people just walk up to me. Some of them barely even speak English. Just hand me a piece of paper with like the same PA that I sold to that dude and the same discounted price that I'd given him on the package deal. Like, just give me what that guy got. But yeah, I mean, they talk about this type of thing. How much are you saving for your retirement? How much are you making at this job? What, it's every culture has their own taboos of things that they think are inappropriate to talk about. In Asian cultures, that's not one of them. Money is something that you discuss like we discuss the weather, and they tend to be better off for it. I think some of that's just about, it might just be about shame, and maybe about honor. We can't judge in the U.S. If somebody inherits $1 million, pisses it away in a year, we go, well, hey, live fast, die young, right? Only in America, right? Hey, that's what they wanted to do with their time and money.
No one pulls this guy aside and goes, you are an idiot.
Yeah, nobody gets close to you and goes, you're fucking all this up. Not nobody, but most people. They don't have an incentive to. They didn't have an incentive to get close to you and try and siphon off some of that cash, go out and, maybe get some bottles of Dom or have some nice dinners and hang out and, get a little bit of that residual cash rubbing up against you and then just bail when the person's bankrupt. But, if you're an Asian family and you have your next door neighbors that you've been talking about, like how much you make at your job and how much you're putting away for your retirement, and then you piss away all your money, you're going to look like a fucking fool. You're going to look like, not only going to look down on you, but they're going to say, well, that's for your family. Like, you're being selfish, but we can't judge. We can't, it's gross to talk about money, and we can't judge anybody and what they do with it.
Until it's gone, and then we can call them stupid and every other thing, like you said.
Right.
Because that's the other thing. That's part of the ugliness in culture and just I find in people that it makes me go, wow, what did Mark Twain say? The more people I know, the more I love my dog.
Yeah, that's pretty close, I think.
That's paraphrasing. That. But it's the truth, man, because it's just like people, when they hear something good happens, they give that fake, oh, yeah. Not everybody, but a lot of them do. But the minute, like, oh, did you hear, that person, they got all that money. Yeah, they fucked that up, blah, 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 blah. They pissed that away. That's what he gets, motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. They enjoy that more than just going, you know what, God bless, motherfucker got good. I'm glad something good happened for him. He finally got a break. Like, there's just not enough of that in society and in people in general. And it's really scary when it starts being your friends that you notice aren't the ones that are ever happy for you. And but the minute, the shit hits the fan, they're the first ones to hit you up on Facebook Messenger or a text and go, what happened? Give me the details. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't need this shit. Seriously. I mean, I've said it before. There's been stretches in the last year and a half where outside of day-to-day contact with people when I'm out doing stuff, you guys are pretty much the only people I've talked to for weeks at a time. Just the way it is. I'm comfortable with that. I don't need a whole lot of people around me.
Is there a manifesto in your future, Rich?
No, I'm too lazy for that shit.
Like, I make small talk and shit with the guys at work, but they won't even bring up subjects like automated vehicles around me. Because I'll just get on my soapbox and go off for a half hour.
Well, I'm mocking you, Rich, but come to think about it, I don't talk to anybody I do a podcast with. I don't talk to anybody else, but people I do podcasts with are Mandy. So,
right. Yeah, like really talk. Like have real conversations about shit with.
Or just hang out with. Quite honestly.
Well, I mean,
It's a manifesto on all of our futures.
I mean, I've thought many times that, especially the older I get, that relationships are just finding someone who you don't want to beat their head against a brick wall.
Pretty much.
More than, or that only happens few and far between. And so or finding someone who hates all the same people you hate. That helps. You can just, you can bond with your hatred. Like,
or have the same strange sense of humor.
I found one woman who shared my sense of humor, and neither of us were ever asked to watch anyone else's children. Let's just put it that way. Like, hey, we need babysitters. What about Rich and so-and-so? Oh, no, fuck that. Have you seen some of this shit?
Dude, we live right up the road from like 4 kids. We really don't get asked. But hey, good for us.
No,
every time kids come up, I'm like, do you like binge watching Law and Order every Sunday for like 9 hours? That goes away.
Well, my problem is the kids show up and I'm like, hey, who here's heard of Doug Stanhope? All right. Well,
hey kids, you heard of Bill Hicks?
Do you know who Bill Burr is?
Yeah. Today, kids, we're going to learn about Dennis Leary before Rescue Me.
Because when I think about it, that's my grandmother, my great-grandmother literally took me to the movie theaters to go see Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 and Coming to America and Raw. I was 10 years old going to school reciting Raw by memory. Horrifying any adult who happened to be within earshot. When I'm talking about, there ain't no pussy in the world worth half of $380 million. I'd like to meet it, put that shit on layaway. They're like, you're 10. Where the fuck did you hear that?
Look mighty good in them jeans.
But that's whatever. You get strange sense of humor, dark sense of humor. It's like what was it? Someone whipped out a roast Al Franken did, where he was roasting Rob Reiner, and apparently he made a joke about Rob Reiner's dad molesting him as a kid, and everybody was so outraged. And so I said, the most outrageous thing is that he made such a lame joke. If you're going to make a joke about butt fucking kids, do it right. And so I posted the joke about the Taiwanese boy whore who dies in the tsunami, and he's like, I can't catch a break, Lord. Come on now. My asshole's taking on water because, it has no elasticity after the Chinese New Year. Come on, man. This is how I go out. And people were just like, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. And I'm like, thank you. I'm glad to offend you. Yeah. Yeah, my sense of humor is so dark, you touch it, yeah, it's like a black hole. You end up in another universe.
Right.
But too, I'd be like, have we just met?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what I get about people like that. Like, really? We didn't just meet. Like, I've been like this the whole time. Now you're outraged?
I had a friend who he moved out of state years ago, and when my mom died, he called me, and it was the day after, and we're talking, and I won't go into any great detail, but when we got done with the conversation, he goes, anybody else I'd be kind of worried about with some of the shit you're saying, but I know you, so I know you're okay with, you're as okay as you can be with this. I'm like, yeah, pretty much, sorry, I was watching someone waste away from cancer. At a certain point, death was a release for her. It's not like, at a certain point, I'm the asshole who expects, when you watch a loved one suffer as they're dying, you're selfish if you go, well, I just want them to hang on just so I still have them. Fuck that, all right? Believe me, because if it was me suffering, I'd be like, come here, Chris, trip on that plug on the way out, all right? I'd anything. Shoot me, kill me, something. Fuck that. Like, if I can't do it myself, help me. Seriously, put a pillow over my face and just set like a 10-pound weight on it and walk away. I'm good. But apparently that's too dark for 10-year-olds, so I don't get asked to babysit.
Well, that's why.
When mommy gets sick, you're going to kill her, right? Put her out of her misery. What?
What? Yeah.
Mommy, are you sick?
What'd you do, Uncle Rich?
Why couldn't you just molest them like normal uncles? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Were we talking about the tax plan?
Somehow it's too. See, this is what happens.
I don't know.
It's too fucking late.
I literally have 2 subjects we've talked about. We've done like 2 hours on 2 subjects.
What will be the third? Maybe the third one will be be something good we can talk about. Is there anything good happening?
Star Wars comes on like a month.
Sure.
Yeah, I still haven't seen any of the previews for it because I'm afraid to. I just want to go in blind. I
Justice
seriously
League
do.
come out this weekend or next or Wednesday or some shit.
What Justice League?
Yeah,
that's this weekend. The Star Wars. Well, here, Rich, I can tell you one thing: the movie's going to be 2.5 hours long, and the director is already signed on to do a whole nother trilogy of movies completely separate from anything that we've heard about so far.
Damn, so Disney must be like rock hard with his result.
Like, it better be. They've got a lot
J.J.
hinging
Abrams
on this
get to
movie.
do the next movie? Didn't I read that a month or so ago?
I think that is what ended up happening. They had a lot of problems trying to secure a director for the third of the... I don't know, what do we call this?
The new trilogy? Because you have the original, the
new trilogy.
You have the original, the prequels, and the new trilogy.
Okay, so the new trilogy, the third movie in the new trilogy, they had a problem securing a director for, and it just ended up going back to J.J. Abrams. So I hope you like lens flare.
Yeah, by the way, his reboot of the Star Wars movies, that kind of fizzled out. Notice that you're not hearing about any big plans for his 4th version of the Star Wars movies. And I'm talking about like the new ones that started in 2009.
You mean Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Trek.
Both.
Star Trek. Oh shit! Sorry, my bad. Star Trek.
Okay, you were confusing me. Yes,
confusing our stars.
Yeah, because he did basically he rebooted the whole universe with 2009 Star Trek. Then they did the we're not going to call it the Wrath of Khan, but the Wrath of Khan. And then
it was, yeah.
And then we're going to hire Idris Elba, and we're going to put him in makeup so no one knows it's him. And now they have no plans for the 4th movie. Which, I mean, after the 3rd one, which I fell asleep 3-4 times trying to sit through, I was like, I can kind of see why. But
yeah, I kind of only half paid attention to that one. I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm not really a Star Trek fan. But the first of the J.J. Abrams reboot Star Trek movies was just hands down a really good adventure science fiction film.
Oh, definitely.
And then it just kind of fizzled out from there.
But yeah, it's like I mean, I haven't seen any of the new Star Trek TV show. Was it Discovery? But from what I understand is that they premiered 1 or 2 episodes on broadcast television, and then if you want to watch any other episodes, it's on Hulu, and you got to pay for it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I don't know how good of an idea that is.
Well, the word of mouth on it is it's awful. It's PC Star Trek.
Well, it's I've heard that complaint, but then I actually sat down and watched a guy give a review on it, and he goes, "I'm not going to go the easy route and point out all the PC crap." He goes, because that's just too easy. But what I am going to point out is that this is supposedly set 10 years before the original series, and the Klingons don't look like Klingons, and they're completely reimagined, and this and this. So it doesn't make sense how it fits in. And he pointed out all the inconsistencies, and I was like, yeah, the real hardcore Star Trek fans I know, that would be enough to piss them off.
Oh, right. Well, because they didn't go out to like do their own thing. Like, this is our take on Star Trek. They were like, this is taking place in the universe that that Captain Kirk and Spock existed in, and only a decade prior to that. And yet, I mean, none of the technology seems to line up in it at all.
None of the women are green.
Right. You have, like, you're going a decade before the original series, but your technology is more like what was in the Next Generation.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, even though I wasn't a fan at all of Enterprise, that had kind of a gritty, like, not as sleek technologically look to it as like the Next Generation did. So it was like I could kind of see where they were trying to go.
Yeah, they tried to put it on a timeline.
Yeah, obviously this is before we rounded everything off and made everything sleek. It's all boxy and mechanical looking because, well, that's what the fuck it looked like.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think.
Well, it's like in the Star Wars movies, the design is so intentional in there, and you would think that if it wasn't for how much reverence people had for the design aesthetic of Star Wars, the newer versions would have much sleeker and cooler things because there's just a different idea of what spaceships and technology should look like now. And also we have more that we can do with models and special effects and all of this shit. But it had to fit inside that universe and had to fit somewhere in that timeline. So there's almost a reverence in the way that the new ships for movies like brain fart there. What was the last movie that we saw before this one? Rogue One.
Oh, Rogue One. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One. They wanted that story to take place directly before A New Hope, so they had to make sure that that everything that they were making, the versions of the stormtroopers and the AT-ATs and what else, that all, it didn't have to be exactly what we saw in the other movies, but it had to make sense in the continuum, right? And there's Adam Savage talks about this a lot from Mythbusters because he used to work for ILM for a while and got to work on some of the shit for the second trilogy of movies. And there was there were some rules even for how they would design a spaceship or a piece of technology, that it couldn't be symmetrical. That if you were going to put a dome and two bumps and some line on one side, then there had to be like one of the bumps missing on the other side of the ship, because this is a rebel ship. It was part of the aesthetic originally. It was like they were cobbling these ships together from whatever they could.
Yeah, exactly. I remember, because the first time I saw the preview for the Phantom Menace, and they showed the ship from Naboo, the silver ship.
Right.
I was like, well, wait a minute, that looks way too shiny and futuristic for Star Wars. And then I said that to a friend of mine, and she goes, yeah, but doesn't it make sense? This is before the Civil War started.
This is at the time of affluence.
Exactly. So of course,
the original trilogy that we saw was during Reconstruction.
And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And that tricked me into actually giving those movies a shot. and then I saw them, and I was like, what the fuck? I waited 20 years for this? What the fuck is this? Yeah. But no, I think what they really need to do with this new trilogy, if they're going to go away from the Skywalker family, they need to either
That's the rumor.
They need to either go way far into the future of the Star Wars universe, or they need to go way back into the past, like Knights of the Old Republic video game, like 4,000 years before, and show how the Sith became the rule of two, where there's only two of them, and et cetera, and have the all-out battles when the Sith was like the Jedi were, almost a religious sect where they had their own temple and they had Padawans, or their version of Padawans. I can't remember exactly what they're called, and show those all-out battles, because they just I'm burnt on nostalgia at this point. I'm good with prequels that are somehow going to tell the story of young so-and-so because I haven't seen nothing but still shots from this new Han Solo standalone movie, but I'm just looking at it going, really? That's supposed to be young Harrison Ford? Really?
Right. I think we need to get past this. Like, I don't care how good these Rian Johnson trilogy films are. If it ends up with anybody on a moisture farm at the end of it, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I liked about Rogue One. One of the knocks against it was, well, they showed that they introduced the Death Troopers, troopers that were in all black, and they're like, right. Oh, well, how the fuck did we go through the original trilogy and never see them? It's because you're only seeing a sliver of what's going on in that universe at that time. Death Troopers were an elite, small band of special force troopers for the Empire. It makes sense that they're not all over the place like regular stormtroopers. Regular stormtroopers are your bullet sponges. These guys were your fucking Navy SEALs. There's not...
and you don't see the Navy SEALs.
Exactly. It's like...
you can't see it right now, but I'm doing that gif where the black dude's pointing to his head. Like, yeah.
But no, it's serious.
Think about that shit.
It's like
you didn't see him for 35 years. That's how fucking stealthy they were, man.
But no, it's like Marine Recon. They got a saying: if we fire a shot and you know that we're there, we failed.
Right.
Swift, silent, deadly. Get in, get the reconnaissance information, get the fuck out, and no one's wiser. That's what
people see the Death Troopers. They just don't live to tell the tale.
Yeah, you can run, you just die tired, that type of thing. So, but no, I mean, it sounds like okay, I can see it. Spin off on something like that. Spin off on the Mandalorian Wars. Find out how. Because let's be honest, Boba Fett is only awesome because he looks awesome. He does nothing in the fucking movies. Even Jango Fett just gets his head chopped off at the end of the second movie. He doesn't even last to the third movie. I mean, so show how that armor.
Hey! Spoiler alert!
For an almost 20-year-old movie.
I'm just being facetious.
I was gonna say, Jesus God, if I'm a Star Wars fan, but I haven't seen the prequels. Well, then you're not a Star Wars fan. I don't know what to tell you. You deserve them to be ruined for you.
I've only seen them once, dude. I'm good. Like, no, correction. I think I've seen the Sith twice.
No,
but, like,
dude,
Phantom Menace and the Clone Wars, dude. I'm good at once on both of those.
For me, it's like really stepped on heroin to a junkie. Like it's not good enough Star Wars to get me off, but it's good enough Star Wars to where I'm not sick. That's how I look at those. That's why I look at those prequels. I'm like, all right, there's.
Right. It's like if you say, "Oh, you used to go to Ray's back in the day." Oh, so you listen to Duplo? Like, no, bitch.
Well, it's I purposely try to focus on the redeeming qualities, as few as there are. Like Ewan McGregor's performance as Obi-Wan, I think he nailed it.
Oh yeah.
I think they fucked up the timeline because when he drops off Luke at Ben's or Owen's, his Uncle Owen.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not 18 years later. He doesn't turn into Alec Guinness. That's a little bit longer than that.
Yeah,
so,
life on the desert is hard.
It must. Hopefully,
I guess.
like he caught
18 years. He looks like shit. It looks like a dried up prune at the end of it.
Like the whole reason he hates on Mos Eisley.
Somebody get Ben on the moisture farm.
The whole reason he's against Mos Eisley and calls it, wretched scum of hive and villainy is because that's where he picked up the space hooker that gave him space herpes or something that aged him 40 years and 18. Right. I mean, this is the only thing that makes sense.
Am I the only one of the three of us that thinks the Clone Wars could have been an hour shorter?
Am I the only one that thinks, why the fuck did we see the lead up to the Clone Wars, but not the Clone Wars in the movie?
They made a
television series about it. Put that in the movie. Just give us the lead up. You could do it in 15, 20 minutes.
There's so much more. I mean, Star Wars has proven to its audience that there's so much more in the universe to be explored outside of the Skywalker family story. And honestly, the only thing that I really want to see anymore when it comes to any characters involved in the original story is Obi-Wan Kenobi. I would love to see Ewan McGregor come back and do, just fucking lone wolfing it on Tatooine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of that's because I think Ewan McGregor is just a fantastic actor. So, yeah, I want to see him reprise that role, and I think that you could do a lot of good stories in there. But in general, yes, there's people who will say that they are diehard Star Wars fans only know the tip of the iceberg. Because if you've only seen the movies, then that's all that you see. That is the tip of the iceberg there. The actual, they're not movies, but there's plenty of books, games, graphic novels, comics, role-playing games, all this shit that is canon in that universe that has deepened the Star Wars universe. So yeah, there's so much out there to mine from.
Can we get a spin-off with Mace and Lando?
Well, it's kind of like if Marvel just kept doing Captain America movies. And sure, there are some other people coming and going, but it really just involved Captain America and Bucky in every movie. What happened with Bucky? Captain America. Bucky kills Cap. Cap kills Bucky. Or they're not dead, or they are related, or they aren't related. Okay, let's fucking... What the hell else is going on? Like, the whole universe is at war. What the fuck? Why are we so concerned about the... And I mean, okay, yeah, I guess there is a bigger story there, and maybe this is all going to really pay off by the end of this new trilogy, that we're going to see really why. What is it about the Skywalker name and that makes it so special? Maybe there is something there, or maybe it's nothing.
Well,
but it is time to move on.
Yeah, I'm seriously over the whole...
Whether we get a good answer or not, move on.
I guess really the only mystery in the new trilogy, at least after watching the first, episode 7, is what's Rey's lineage? Is she a Skywalker? Right. Is she another version of Anakin? Was she created just through the Force itself? There was no father. Is it something like that? That's really... And I guess Snoke. Who's Snoke? Who's the guy who's pulling Kylo Ren's strings? Is he someone from the past? Is he a pissed off Jedi who fell to the dark side? I mean, really, besides that, it's just... how does Luke die, and how are they going to handle the whole thing with Princess Leia? That's pretty much... those two questions, and what happens to Chewbacca, R2D. Basically, what happens to anybody still left over from the original trilogy. That's what I'm most concerned with. Rey as a character, I think, is the weakest character in that movie. I mean, she automatically knows how to do all this stuff with the Force with absolutely no training. I mean, I really had to suspend disbelief on that one. And it's
didn't Luke have to go find Yoda and hang out in the Forest for months to train? But she just knows it.
And on top of that, George Lucas himself has said, in defense of, how did Luke, to know how to use the Force at the end of Star Wars, the original, instead of using, the what do you call it, the targeting computer? Well, he goes, I didn't say how long they were in hyperspace on the way to Alderaan. That could have been months. That could have been weeks. That could have been... You just assume it was as quick as it was in the movie.
I'm going to correct my error and say swamp, not forest. I don't want the Star Wars purists to come after me.
That's what they call in Marvel Comics a no prize. When you manage to come up with some ridiculous explanation to cover up a plot hole in your story.
I forgot about those. Yeah, they used to write in with snail mail and point it out, and they'd give them out in the letter section.
Right, and it was usually, it got to be kind of an inside joke where, like, somebody would write in calling out an obvious plot hole where, like, somebody just disappears from a story. They introduce a character, and then 3 pages in, he's just gone and never mentioned again. And then somebody writes in and it was like, well, it was probably because that character got teleported away in between panels because he then appeared in that month's issue of Spider-Man, and therefore it must have been this villain, the Portal. And they go, yeah, you get a no prize for giving us some sort of, bullshit putty to spackle over our huge plot holes when we work our writers to the bone and they just forget what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly. 2 writers forgot to get together and say, are we using the same villain this month in 2 separate comics that are happening at the exact same time? Shit. No, too late. It's already went to print. Yeah, there was I remember a lot of that during the whole, the original Secret Wars and Secret Wars 2. Because there was a whole lot of straining to do some explaining where a year's worth of shit happened, but in the comic book, on the Secret Wars planet, but it was the very next issue, Spider-Man shows up with a black costume, and everyone's like, where the fuck did this thing come from? You'll find out later.
Yeah. Well, because, Marvel Comics really prided itself on its universe. And up till around the point of Secret Wars, that was one of the editor's primary jobs, was to make sure that there was continuity between the books that they were overseeing. Not just that the characters were doing something that made sense in their own universe and book, but that if, Spider-Man pops up in the Fantastic Four book, then we've got to have at least something going on in the Spider-Man book that says, even if it's just the first panel, he's swinging in going, whoa, that was great visiting with the Fantastic Four. Asterisk, see Fantastic Four number 65. You know? And then you get to Secret Wars, and I think it's when they realized, it doesn't really matter. It's not the pedantry of picking apart and no prizes that is driving this. It's just that people want to see all these heroes get together. It doesn't matter if it really makes sense. Matter of fact, we'll make the least sense of any story that we've done prior, which is we'll just get a guy who dresses really 80s and can do anything and have him start interacting with every character. What do people want to see in a comic book? If people like him, if that character can sell enough to warrant a solo book, then they're in this. And whatever the fuck else goes on in their book, meanwhile, they'll just have to deal with it. Here you go, Spider-Man writer. We made him wrapped in a black alien, and that's his costume now. So I guess good luck.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I think what happened was
have fun teaching the Beyonder how to poop, which is canon.
Yes, I know. It did. I think what Marvel did is they took a look, because they did. If I got the timeline right, they did Secret Wars around 84.
Yes.
And then DC did Crisis on Infinite Earths around 85, 86. And that was literally...
That sounds right.
...to clean up their own universe and kill off all the alternate versions of this character and alternate Earth this and alternate Earth this, and just try to get it down to one Earth. And then they rebooted Superman with Man of Steel, the Jim Byrne comic book. And then he did... Frank Miller did Year One with Batman. And it was funny because 20 years after they did that, DC was back to, they had so many multiple universes and shit, they had to do it all over again. It's like, wow, they really don't have a trash can for when they're brainstorming for ideas at DC, do they? They just throw it to the wall and let everything stick. Because didn't they, the New 52, wasn't that like just basically a whole reboot of the universe again?
Yeah, there was an attempt to go back to the unified one universe thing. Well, but then, it wasn't long after the New 52 that they started launching the Earth 2 series of what was mostly in graphic novel format, but just alternate versions of them. I don't know. I guess maybe it has a lot to do with who's in charge of editorial anywhere, but it seems like it's this constant struggle versus like they want to, at any given time, any comic book company, they want to have a continuity because that means something, that this character has been around for this long, or that we have this continuous story, that we have these like long runs of creators working on a certain comic. That means something to the readers and the collectors and everything. But they also find that very restrictive, right? I mean, if, this writer sells Batman really well and he does that for you consistently for 5 years, that's great. But you've taken that one writer and that one property and tied it up for 5 years. If you're going to be that strict about it, if that writer is going to do the canon, the definitive Batman story, and nobody else can do anything with them. But I mean, look at what you have now currently is a Batman series coming out every 2 weeks, a Detective Comics coming out every other week from there. So again, every 2 weeks, just alternating. And I probably can come up with that off the top of my head, but no less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus a hardcover 2-volume graphic novel original series of Batman stories that are like, oh, this just happened at some other time, or this is just an alternate universe or some other take. And it doesn't have to be. It's not like classified. Like this is Earth 3 version of Batman. No, it's just somebody wants to do something with Batman and they've got a cool take on him, and so let's let them do it. Some of it's really good, some of it's not so good, but they're taking chances. And I'm all for continuity. I like the fact that these characters have history, but ultimately I'm just going to gravitate towards the best story, and that's not always going to be the canon story. It's, sometimes it's a new and fun take that's more interesting.
Oh, definitely. I mean, for years and years before the internet, before the internet was, everybody had it and everybody was on it and everybody had it in their, access to it via their phone. The rumor was if they do some new Star Wars movies, they were going to do the Thrawn trilogy, the Heir to the Empire trilogy that Timothy Zahn wrote. And
okay.
I was like, that would be awesome. You got all all the classic characters in it. If they don't wait too long, they can just, explain the age difference as in, this many years has passed. It's not that big of a deal. And that's the route I thought they were going to go. Well, obviously they didn't. They went a prequel trilogy. But then when Disney bought it, they just scrapped everything and said, okay, all of that, that's not canon. That's what do they call it? The legacy stories. Like, think of it as fan fiction. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is canon now? And they're like, everything that has Disney attached to it. I'm just like, okay. I'm sorry, I'm 40. I can't give much more of my life to this fucking franchise. Like, I don't have time to learn a whole new fucking timeline for Star Wars because Disney had to buy it. That's a young man's game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just watch the movies. I have no idea about the comic books. That's kind of how I feel like with Marvel and DC. That's probably, besides holy shit, the cost of comic books. Wow. Let me just put it. Let me just say that. But besides that, like, that's probably the biggest thing to me getting back into comic books. Is just like I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know what the ultimate version of this is. I don't know what Earth this is, and I just don't want to sit in front of Wikipedia trying to cram 25, 30 years of Marvel Universe history that I missed out on into my head. Yeah. And it seems like there's no good jumping in point because I'm always going to go, well, what the fuck happened? I don't understand this. Like we were talking about when they made shit. Who's the guy they made Captain America, the black guy? He was the Falcon, wasn't he?
Oh, who's the guy who made him?
No. You're
talking about the Falcon taking over for Captain America?
Yes.
Okay, that would be Nick Spencer.
Okay.
The writer who put the Falcon in the Captain America suit, yeah.
No, I meant the character's name.
The character's name.
Not his, Falcon's his hero name. What's his?
Anthony Mackie. No. The actor who plays him. I can't remember.
Okay, but you do like I have no problem with that because that's an established character. I get that, and they've done shit like that before, so that doesn't throw me for a loop.
Right.
But then like I've started reading and I'm like, wait a minute, who the fuck is this? Like I remember when I really tried in the mid 2000s to start to get back into comics, and I started picking up Batman, and I was like,
problem.
I don't know who the fuck half these kids. How many Robins have I missed?
Yeah.
Where's Jason Todd? I'm like, I'm not even worried about Dick Grayson. I don't even know, like, where the fuck is, who? And then there was a female Robin? What? When did I and I just was like, I can't do it. I just, not my thing anymore. I guess I've outgrown it. Now, the digital ones, because I do have that Marvel membership where I can read the digital comics.
Marvel Unlimited. Yeah, that's a good deal.
I do. I enjoy that. And I like going back and reading up on some of the ones I missed and stuff. But I still am nowhere near caught up to even close to modern day shit.
Well, I can tell you from my own personal experience that I spent a good chunk of time not reading comics at all, especially picking up some stuff here and there that looked really interesting or seemed to really stand out, like Sandman or some of the other things that Vertigo was doing, but superhero is just not on my radar. And as much as I, like many others, knock the bigger, huge Marvel crossover stories like Secret Wars and all this, that's when I wanted to figure out what I missed, that's where I went to. Because everybody gets wrapped up in that huge overarching story at some point. And, not only character-wise, but creative-wise. So, you read, okay, so what's all this shit about what happened between Captain America and Iron Man? Well, I'm going to read Civil War and find out. And not only is it the Civil War story by Brian Michael Bendis and Steve McNiven, I think it was, who did the main art for it. There's a lot of side stories that all the other creative people and all the other characters are involved in too. So then dip my toe over there. And so I figure out, well, I really like to find out what happens with this character, and I'm really liking this team, but I'm really liking what this writer is doing here, and this artist is fantastic. And so you start following, the different branches off that way. And so there's a lot to be said that Marvel does have these big yearly stories where there's some big disaster that brings everyone together, and it's just like, sure, it's a little eye-rolling. Okay, the world's ending this year again, like it was going to end last year. But that does a lot to, I think, keep readers going and buying into the overall brand of Marvel and the universe that they're trying to sell. And that continuity does give you at least a way to dip your toe in the stream and take its temperature and see if you like what's going on. But yeah, it's insane. It's insanely daunting, and it's not even just about like the cost of following the comics that you like. It's buying a lot of shit, because if you don't know what you're looking for, you have to kind of feel your way around, and you're going to buy some comics that you're like, why the fuck am I reading this? I read a comic today. I read one of the Batman spin-off comics, and I was just like, boy, that was a big waste of $3. And it's only $3 for me because I get a 25% off discount. Cover price is $4. I'm like, that's a waste of money. It was a trash comic. It was bullshit. But I read the whole thing because it's all part of this Dark Knight story. They totally hooked me on this shit. Like, the Dark Knight's story is like, oh, there's all these alternate Batmans from all these universes, and they're all evil, and they're going to go crazy, and it's going to be super fun. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I like the writer and the artist enough that I'm going to follow this main story. It's 6 issues, you know. Sure, like every event that they do like this, there's going to be spin-offs and one-off issues, and that's fine. Well, I got 3 issues into the miniseries. Well, they are 3 issues into the miniseries. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I realized, like, there's a lot of this story that's in these one-offs. So when I went to pick up my comic books and I looked at the shelf, and there they all are, all 6 of them, all the spin-offs that are supposedly going to fill in the cracks for me on this story. And I'm like, well, either I make the decision now to not buy the next 3 issues of this miniseries, or I go ahead and buy these 6 other comics so that I can enjoy those other 3 issues. And so I bit the bullet, and I said, okay, I got a little extra money this week. I bought 3 of them then, and I put the other 3 in my hold. I was like, I'll pick them up with my next time I come around. And yeah, I mean, I've read 2 of them so far. One was actually really good. One of them was total shit. You know, I did learn that I don't want to read anything that Sam Humphries does, because his comic book was such a total piece of shit story-wise that I'm not into what he's doing as a writer. Whereas Joshua Williamson, who did the story about Batman basically taking over Cyborg's powers and going on a murder spree and blowing up a whole planet, was insanely fun. And now I'm curious about what he's doing with other things that he's writing. So yeah, it's not only daunting because you don't know where to start or who exactly are the good characters that you want to follow, or the good writers or creators or artists, but you're going to buy a lot of shit. That, like, comic books are only ever going to be 10% good. But, you know, it's like anything. Most TV sucks. Most movies suck. Most shit sucks. It's hard to find the good shit. What can I say, man? It's getting late.
There's the name of the
episode.
Most shit sucks. And in conclusion, I'm going to sound like... Oh, fuck. What was his name from Dazed and Confused?
Oh, shit. Randall Pink. Floyd.
Yeah. Do what Randall Pink Floyd wants to do.
Oh, well, let's go out on that note. Most shit sucks. It's the subtitle of the show.
Real quick, I just realized that next week is Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So that means the Tuesday before Thanksgiving is National Harassment Day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Patrice O'Neill Harassment Day. You're welcome. And happy Harassment Day to all the ladies out there.
Nice.
Don't worry, I'll post it on the Facebook page for the 5 people who still follow it.
Okay, great.
Everybody, most shit sucks. But thanks for listening to us. You're downloading, you're sharing, you're liking it. We thank you for that. You follow us on Twitter at unregimentedpod. You can email us unregimented@christophermedia.net. And yeah, it's fucking late. So, well, it's late for us. You know, you can listen to this at your leisure. So I will just say, see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
All right, later, guys.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook by searching for Christopher Media. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Thank you in advance for supporting Christopher Media by clicking on the PayPal button and by clicking through to all the sponsors who support ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net, and thank you for listening. Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for a table at a restaurant.
Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party... Oh, there you are.
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, friend. It's your home speaking, and I need some favors. Could you turn on some of the lights in the basement? I'm scared of the dark. Also, this one is easy. Could you bundle your home and car insurance with Geico so we could save money? Last thing, just a suggestion. Could you steam clean the carpets? I need a spa day.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.